Hi, welcome back to Examining Life, a life that's worth living. My name is Amanda. Thank you so much for tuning in today. First, I'd like to thank my subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and click the red rectangle to subscribe. I would also like to thank my patrons. Thank you very much for your donations. I greatly appreciate your support. And today I am back at the University of Ghana. And today's question is, what are the best methods for countries like Ghana to develop? And I decided to ask this question because when I studied here 5 years ago, I took a philosophy of development class, which talked about different theories about how countries can develop. So I wanted to ask this question to the general public to see their thoughts on what is necessary for development. And if you like this video, please share. So who am I speaking with today?
Yeah, this is Richard Nisai Tivia.
What are the best methods for countries like Ghana to develop?
Some of these best methods are said to be steps that need to be taken to enhance a country. Now, some of these areas has to do with the economic life, the social life, and then the Christian life. A life to be living must be well examined. If a life is not well examined, it cannot be lived to satisfaction. Proper establishment of development that will enhance or impact the country to grow effectively. The government must look at its objectives to be well examined. Most of the resources that are being displayed or that are being used in the country, they are not being processed well because they don't really examine the processes at which they are being used.
Can you give me an example?
For instance, example as the resources that are being used, maybe a government coming to power and then it's disperse finance into some maybe road developments and then giving out the mandates of financial disbursement to MPs and then DC to take up of such responsibility. They don't really follow up the process. Government sits back thinking there are people that he has entrusted that mandate into, but then they don't really take the rightful steps to enable that vision to be established. So you see them misusing the resources that has been given to them. Most of them don't use this to the growth of the organization. They use it to develop themselves. They put the money in their pocket, and then later they come back to blame the government, that the government is not effective, it's not working well, and it's not doing what is expected of him. But government, that's the most rightful thing on earth. He cannot do everything in a country. That is why when he's at the top, he delegates responsibilities to people under him to also work effectively so that they can help him develop the country. So it is much important that for a nation to be developed effectively, efficiently, and productively. Coming to the individual life perspective, it's in right sense that every individual must be able to examine his or her life. When your life is not well examined, you cannot do anything beneficial. You cannot do anything productive. You cannot do anything effective. You cannot do anything satisfactorily because the life that you are living, it is not well examined. When you as an individual, you want to help the nation, we are also to help the nation because government for us and then we are for the government. So if we don't sit up to examine our life, to be able to generate or create something for ourselves that can bring out a profit to ourselves, we cannot be able to do anything. We will always be expecting government to come down and satisfy us in our needs. It cannot be all the time. Government cannot do everything. So as individual, we need to advise ourselves that the mandate is also on us. Therefore, let us look into our life. Let us begin to do something. So when you examine your life and you know that you are not being productive, create a job for yourself. Government alone cannot do it. So create something for yourself, a small business. can help you. Little money you get out of it, you can use that to manage yourself. You can use that to provide for yourself. You can use that to certify yourself, so that if you are there in a government owned camp, you can also use that in addition. So we must make sure to examine our life, so that in areas where we find ourselves not performing, we should rise up from those areas and then perform effectively. Yes, I also want to contribute this to our Christian development, Christian life. I would like to encourage our Christian believers, authorities, that let us try to establish these thoughts in the mind of our people, our congregation, our citizens, the people we heard, the people we lead, that let's create this mentality in them, that they should be able to examine themselves well. And after they examine themselves of what they are doing, either well or bad, they cannot be able to develop. So they should have this mindset in them that they can also do something uniquely by being creative. They shouldn't just come to church and then go. Leaders should be concerned of their financial power, where they get money from, what they do to get money before they bring to church for offering and those kind of things. Leaders should be concerned in individuals' life. Development doesn't come only as a country, it comes as individuals. And when we develop as individuals, that is where the country also develop. But if we don't develop also, the country will never develop. In the area where we find ourselves, we need to develop the area. And if you don't develop as individual person, you cannot develop anybody there. You cannot help anybody to develop. So development is so large and it's so big that we all need to contribute and participate in it.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below how you would answer this question. What are the best methods for countries like Ghana to develop? Thank you. Happy travels. Bye.